The Five Nights at Freddy's timeline has been solved more times than I can count, but every time we think we've put the pieces together, something just doesn't line up. So, as my first ever theory on this channel, I decided to clean up the mess that is the FNAF timeline. So, introducing FazSub's FNAF timeline. Now, before you boil me in the comment section, actually watch the video and listen to what I'm saying. This is the timeline that over 70% of the FNAF community agrees on. Undeniably, Secret of the Mimic comes first, because MCM is around before Fazbear Entertainment. Then FNAF 4, FNAF 1, FNAF 2, some time passes, FNAF 3, Sister Location, FNAF 6, and Ultimate Custom Night. The Aftons are now all dead except for Mrs. Afton, who goes on to found the Fazbear Funtime service and creates Help Wanted 1 and 2 and Security Breach. Ruin does, that's its own thing. Alright, Secret of the Mimic's placement on the timeline was actually correct. It takes place in 1979 before any of the FNAF game. FNAF 4 is pretty much on the wrong side of the Afton era. The most commonly agreed placement of this year is 1983, which is just wrong. We play as Michael Afton and not the Crying Child. We know this because we can actually hear Phone Guy's voice on some of the nights. Crying Child has never heard Phone Guy's voice, so it can't be him, and it has to be Mike, because he's the only one who's heard it. So my proposal is that FNAF 4 takes place in 2023. Yeah, the same year as FNAF 3 and FNAF 6. We definitely know it's before FNAF 6 because Michael burns to death with all the animatronics in the canon ending, but we'll get back to that later. Alright, so FNAF 1. This one is also wrong, but not off by much. FNAF 1 takes place around 1993. Yep, 10 years after the bite of 83. We know it's not before FNAF 2 because of the animatronics design history. So let's take a look at Unwithered Bonnie, the original Bonnie animatronic before the FNAF 2 withering. Now let's take a look at Withered Bonnie, same animatronic but damaged, right? Now let's take a look at the FNAF 1 Bonnie, very different shape from the last two but still the same endoskeleton. Withered Bonnie is a damaged OG Bonnie, not a damaged FNAF 1 or repaired Bonnie. Look at the differences. The jaw is different. The nose shape is slightly altered. Heck, even the head shape is completely new. It's not the same animatronic shell. Now taking a look at Bonnie and Withered Bonnie's differences are clear. Bonnie was damaged at Mike's first location, the FNAF 2 location. He was repaired at the next Freddy's. He's probably, watching TV and an ad popped up for Freddy's. Another one? He was already handed his pink slip before applying for the FNAF 1 location. His shift at the new and improved Freddy's was before the third Freddy's, so pulling back the timeline, we can shift some things around. Swapping FNAF 1 and 2 makes the timeline make a little bit more sense now. Going back to FNAF 4, as we promised, we know it takes place in 2023, around the same time as FNAF 3. It's not clear just yet, but we'll get there. FNAF's sister location. Sometime around 1994. I say sometime, but I really mean anytime. It could be as early as 1993 or as late as 2005. I'm just gonna play it safe here and say it's not too long after Afton gets springlocked in 1993. But for FNAF 3, it's a completely different story. It's pretty well known now that FNAF 3 is 30 years after William is springlocked in 1993. Michael's already scooped in FNAF 3, as shown in some pretty well-known non-canon cutscenes. We also know that the job employees liked how creepy Mike looked, meaning he was definitely already scooped by then. Pulling back the timeline, if we swap these two around, it starts to make more sense. FNAF 6, or Pizzeria Simulator, also takes place in the same year, 2023, only a week after FNAF 3. Similarly, Ultimate Custom Night, the Purgatory Hell for William Afton, goes on for an eternity and never really ends. But he does only get trapped there in 2023 after the FNAF 6 fire. But anyway, finally, as promised, FNAF 4. Theorists have been trying to piece together this game for almost 10 years now, but have no definitive answer. The answer is actually pretty simple. If Mike was revisiting haunting and traumatic memories from his past, why wouldn't it make sense for his childhood nightmares to start appearing again? So yeah, after rearranging the FNAF timeline to fit FNAF 4, it actually starts to make a little bit more sense now. The games don't fit 100%, I would say, but at least 90% fit. If you have anything that contradicts what I just pooped out in this video, make sure to leave it in the comments, and I'll review it next time, if there are any comments. But hey, that's just a theory. A half-working developed in my garage by me and a squirrel theory. See you in the next video.